Thank you for tuning to UTL Sports Show, High School Show. Next to me on my left side is Dr. Lester and myself, Miguel Lopez. We got a hot show tonight, hot topics.
Real hot.
Real hot, huh? Sizzling. So we're going to get into it right now. You know, this game just went by this Saturday. Coach, what's up with that team, Miami Central?
Well, Miami Central won this week 37-20. One thing you have to understand that anytime your offense can put up 490-some points overall, that's an indicator that you're going to win the state. Not that Homestead has a bad team, but Miami Central just manhandled them.
Even with that loss with Homestead losing this game, you know, they played really hard. Lane was everywhere playing on both sides. You know, hard time the quarterback. He was doing the job. He threw some nice passes, from long yards. Had a good game, but it was a hard football game that night. But with that loss, that second district loss, it's going to be very, very hard for Homestead to move up to that number 2.
Well, what's going to have to happen is that right now Homestead lost two district games, right? So what would happen is that they would have to win out, and then Miami Central would have to continue winning to create what they will call a three-way tie.
Okay.
Then once they have a three-way tie, they're back in this thing for the second spot. So that would have to happen. And it have happened in the past. It can happen, and I kind of believe that's what's going to happen. I believe Homestead's going to get back in this thing, and they're going to control their own destination, and they're going to be number 2 runner-up in the district.
But I think it's going to be hard because with that 2 loss in the district, then you have Carol City, then you have, again, Norland in that district, Northwestern. It's going to be hard. Again, Homestead going to need the other teams to lose, and they must win out. And now we're going to go to that second game that I'm going to call to the bottom, on the bottom. South Day versus South Ridge. The score tell it all again. Coach, what can you say? Just the score. If you don't want, we don't want to say the score or whatever. These guys stepped on the field, Coach, and it was like they were just going and going and going, like Energizer.
One thing you have to remember, Miguel, when you go down South Day, it's hard to beat a Buccaneer. That's one thing I could tell you. You got to understand, the score was 43-0. Khalil Render had a field day. He threw for 4 touchdowns, 127 yards. And I'm telling you, South Day Senior High, they got something special going on down there. North End, wake up, wake up, wake up, because South Day Senior High is on the way, 95 North.
Not just that, South Ridge was not very competitive with this team. This team need to be rebuilt again for 2. I believe in 2 years they'll be strong again. But South Ridge is not the same team that we always used to see. South Day on the south side is one of the elite teams on the south side. And great job, Nate Hudson and the coaching staff. Plus, he's under the radar. You guys keep an eye on him, and he's showing everyone why he's like a number 3 or number 2 quarterback right now, because you got a lot of quarterbacks right now in South Florida like Boogie T. Then you got the kid from Jackson. Then you have the kid from Central. Then you got Khalil from South Day and Homestead, so he's there.
He had a situation where when he was at Homestead last year, he was playing backup, and they got 2 great quarterbacks there, and coaches had to make a decision, and sometimes the decision just don't go with the other guy. So what Render did I thought was a great deal. He transferred to South Day Senior High, and now he's getting an opportunity to start. Randy Shannon over at Arkansas made him an offer. He's getting a lot of noise. He's getting a lot of letters. He's getting a lot of publicity, and he's just got to keep working.
I can say to the kids out there, hey, listen, doesn't matter where you at, just work hard, believe in yourself, and trust me, you can make it. Now let's go to the next game, Coach. Coral Gable versus South Miami, and that was another district game. What you got to say about Coach Cooney and that Cavalier boys?
I'm going to tell you, I love Coach Cooney to death. Coach Cooney works for the Hard Knocks Foundation as the director of operation and does a great job with the kids and the youth. He has a talent. He has the love for the kids. And I tell you, they had a great game. That tailback, Gregory Howard, ran for over 200 and some yards. I'm telling you, he's the guy. He's the guy that every school in Florida should be calling, trying to recruit. And I tell you, if you let Gregory Howard get out of here in Florida, recruiters, I don't know what Dr. Lester had to say about you. Don't allow him to leave the state. Keep him home. He's a great, big, physical tailback.
Then the next game, you know, it was a tough one. It came to the end. It was Northern versus Northwestern. Coach, it was 27-26. Can you tell us a little bit more about that game?
Well, you know, sometimes coaches get in their mind at the end, we're going to go for the 2-point conversion because they believe in their heart, like, okay, well, if we can't get the 2 points and we don't deserve to win. But then there's also football. Let's kick the field goal and let's go in overtime and let's try to win in overtime. Well, I tell you what, Northern fell short of the 2-point conversion and then go to overtime. Northwestern win.
Now, one that was what we call an air attack, you know, the Jackson General versus American Heritage. Another district game in their district, in the Jackson district. And it came down, it was a good game. It came down again to one play. Let's drive it down the field and let's take it, you know, and guess what? American Heritage pulled it off.
Well, one of the things we have to remember over at American Heritage, they have this tremendous quarterback, Mr. Gibson, over there. And, you know, they were leading. Jackson was leading 14-0. And towards the fourth quarter, I mean, the deficit, they cut the deficit. They got 3 touchdowns. And it was about last 2 minutes, something to go, when the quarterback hooked up with the receiver and scored for the winning touchdown. I tell you, it's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players. American Heritage did a great job.
And, you know, we're going to come back after this commercial. We'll come back and we'll speak about some teams that we're looking at, like what we just spoke about from the south to the north. And then the hot topic, you know, hey, about coaches and teams and football players.
Whoa, look at all those toys.
Insuring that stuff must be a pain.
Nah, he's probably got...
Allstate. They can bundle all your policies together.
A lot of paperwork.
Actually...
An Allstate agent can help do the switching and paperwork for you.
Well, it probably costs a lot.
Allstate can save you up to 30% more when you bundle.
Well, his dog's stupid.
Poodles are one of the world's smartest breeds. Bundle and save with an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Next play. Colorado, get to the ball. Let's go. It's shutdown time, baby. Shut it down, baby. Let's go. Inches, baby. Inches. We already know. So bring it up. Here you go. What's good?
We're going to go trade down 56 smash.
Hey, let's go. Trade down 56 smash on me. Ready?
Right here, man. Right here. No warning. I see. Watch that back. Single back. Rick, hey! Rick, go! Get. Easy, Denver! Easy, Denver! I'm coming. Easy.
To that hot topic. We're going to be talking about the undefeated teams from the south to the north. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Mr. Lester. You know, that's his team, South Day. Tell me a little bit of South Day before we can go ahead and move on.
I tell you, South Day's a phenomenal team. They're a balanced team. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. They just got to keep doing the right things. I mean, Khalil's got to keep throwing the ball. Johnny's got to keep running the ball. Antoine Cordy's got to keep making plays on defense and kickoff return and kickoff. They continue to do that. South Dade is just going to be fine and they're going to be competing for a state title in the next 7 or 8 weeks when it's time in December to go to the state meet.
Well, South Day love throwing the ball. I ain't see their running game too good yet, but I'm not confident on their running game. Just that passing game is so deadly. Just talking about running game, we going to go to one of the best running game team, and that's Carr Gable. They run it, then they pass it, and then that defense finish it up. What you got to say about that, Coach?
One thing about Carr Gable, they don't just run the ball well, but they also have a good receiving core over there. They have a kid by the name of Antoine Johnson, great receiver, along with another kid named Shakiria to complement the running back who does Gregory Howard, who does a great job with the ball. He's about 220 pounds, big bat. Reminds me of Lamar Miller when I coached him over at Miami. And Gables is going to just be fine. I think they're going to run him problems down the line because it's going to come to be a matchup when it comes to the Tyriel line. So for right now, they're undefeated. They're doing good. But I think along that stretch, that's when you'll get a chance to see those problems that I'm talking about between the interior line.
Well, I have another team that, we talked a little bit about, Southwest. They're still young. They're undefeated, with their quarterback, the wide receiver core, their running back. I mean, what kept them so far in the game is their defense. So far, the defense. Their offense is strong right now, but they got to open it up more, you know what I'm saying? And I can't really say too much about Southwest because they're showing everybody they're going out playing.
Well, Southwest is a team it's a good team. They're a balanced team. And they're a team that when you go to play them, you can't just say, oh, we're going to play Southwest and put a W up on the board like we did when we were in high school. When we were going to play Southwest, we put win because we knew we knew we were going to win. But today you can't do that with Southwest because Southwest is a balanced team.
Right.
And they would upset you. So you have to play Southwest and you have to take them like you're going to play any other team in the district.
Well, before we move on, in those districts, what we just spoke about, South Day, they leading in the district. Carr Gable is leading in their district. Southwest Miami is leading in their district. This is the South district. Now we're going to the North. We got, what can I say about these guys? Can we call it Category 5, the Hurricane Andrew? Or they Boogie T, These guys, everywhere they go, they're storming everywhere. This game went by. It was a close game. Nice, not too close, but it was okay. But Boogie T is stinging everybody on it.
I want to give credit to Coach Ice Harris. One of the things I've had opportunity to see, he have took the kids this summer to all the different football camps, to all the different training. He kept them together as a family, and when they got back, they just put all those tools together, and they're having a phenomenal season. Those boys are undefeated. I don't see anybody stopping them. They're going to win the state this year.
Well, here we go. They play somebody. Last year they lost. This year they won. Central, them Rockets. They looking good in their district. I believe they're going to take their district.
I think Central's going to have a three-peat. Last year was a back-to-back. This year's going to be a three-peat. I'm going to tell you why I like the kids over at Central. I had an opportunity to talk to some of them and interview them. And after securing 490-some points against Homestead, the kids were still saying to me, we still can do better. What more is it you can do after 490-some yards total offense? Well, to them, there's a lot that they can do. I'm telling you, you keep an eye on Miami Central. There's a lot of good things going to happen for that team and Coach Roland Smith in his first year there.
And then we have another one here that a lot of people didn't believe this could have happened. And this one just came around the corner. No Miami. Those guys are doing something good over there for them to be undefeated and leading their district,
That's no surprise to me. You have to remember when you're looking at the boundary lines, and you're looking at the type of talent that's coming to North Miami. Also looking at the coaches that are there. Very prestige resume. They have a lot of good coaches that know what they're doing, and a lot of that is just good coaching.
I see. So, Coach, what you got to say? This year we got some good football games going on every Friday, every Thursday, and some on Wednesday, and on Saturday. I mean, it's not just college out there. I mean, this year the competition in football is much better than last year. You got more good games to go to this year.
Well, this year, I tell you what, I would advise you not to bet on a game because you just never know who's going to win. I would also advise you don't try to play Dr. Lester or Dr. Lou and do some predictions because you never know.
That's
These
true.
are some great teams out there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to this hot topic, Coach, and I'm going to throw it to you. And this topic is very, very that I get a lot of response on. Parents speak to me and other coaches. I do not understand, and this topic is really hot. Why do coaches, okay, let's put it like this. Coach, why do coaches keep their starting players and they're already winning 30 to 40 in the second quarter, right? Why keep them in the game in the third and fourth quarter? Then you have other kids that play hard. They play their insurance. They do everything like those starters do, and you don't give them a chance to get on the field, okay? And you wait to put them on the field in 1 minute of the fourth quarter. I think that's not fair for football players. Why I say that? Because if this kid go out there and play hard every day, do the workout every day, he do everything the other football player do. I feel as a coach, if you already winning by 30 or 40 points, bring your second team, come in, give them that, they're not a cleanup crew. They earn their spot because they're going to be your future player. Don't keep them on the sideline. I think that's not fair for those kids, because as a parent, someone watching from the sideline, to me, it's not fair at all. I do get a lot of parents that email me and talk to me about this issue. And not just that, we have other issues that we want to talk about. But every week, we're going to have one of these topics to talk about. And a lot of parents are really upset because they feel that if you're winning by 30 or 40 points, put the second team in because it don't make no sense because you know what can happen? What if your starter get hurt? Now you're in trouble. But again, if you're winning by 30 or 40 points, it don't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense to continue putting your starters on the field and wait to the fourth quarter, 1 minute left in the quarter, and put those guys in because I feel they play hard too and work hard. As a parent, but I'm doing this for them. I'm their voices, and you're a coach, so I'm putting you on the spot, Coach. Will you do something like that, Coach?
He's putting me.
And not just that.
Me on
Before
the
we go
spot.
there, I understand this is not Little League that you play 7 play, 12 play, and that's it. I'm not talking about that.
So Little League has a mandatory 8-play rule where you got to play those kids.
But I feel if those kids go out there and sweat every day, hit hard every day, compete every day, yes, we know who's the starter and who's not. But again, if you guys are leading by 40 or 50 points, put your second string players in there and let them play. Let it be fair.
Well, Miguel, you bring up and you have a great point. The big thing is, as coaches, and you have to remember that every coach has a different philosophy and every coach has a different method of doing things depending on who the coach is. For example, I had an opportunity when I worked at Miami Killian Senior High. I worked for Steve Smith. He was our head coach. I was a tailback coach. And we always blew teams out. And by the second or third quarter, he would always pull Lamar out and put in the second team guy. And I would always go to Lamar, who was playing with the Dolphins. And by the time we got to the second quarter, I'll go over to him and I say, you need to go and get how many yards you're going to get because we know Steve is going to pull you up. I have worked for other coaches that have left those guys in to try to build their stats, to try to build up their deal so they can try to, make their resume bigger and make their resume look good. That's one of the reasons a lot of other coaches left them in those games. And you're right. You do risk your starters getting hurt when the score is 40-0. It all depends on the coach. Now, is it right or is it wrong? It depends on who the coach and who the parent is.
Well, Coach, I don't want to take that. I don't want to hear that. You didn't give me. You gave me a part of the answer, but didn't give me a full answer. And again, I feel it's not fair. It's not fair for the kid that's there every day, sweating his butt off and working hard, and don't get the chance to get on that field. Again, coaches, I'm not calling you guys out or nothing. You got a job to do, and I respect that. But at the same time, have the destiny and the respect to give these young men a chance to get on that field if you're winning 30 to 40. Because it's just like that movie, Friday Night Lights. When who got hurt? He should have pulled him out, didn't he?
Right.
And he didn't, and he got hurt. It can happen to you too and cost you your season. And then when it costs you your season, like we say in UTL, it might cost you your job. Down here, it's just like that.
Right.
Again, this is a job. Anytime you guys have a hot topic, you can email it to us at underthelightsportsshow@gmail. And keep emailing to me, and I promise you, I will bring those topics up in our show. And guess what? I don't care, because this is Under the Light Sports Show. It's for you guys. When we come back from this commercial, Dr. Lester,
You ready?
we ready. We going to pick out the teams of this week. So,
I think I won last week, by the way.
you sure? I don't think so. You still owe me by 2 states. So, when we come back from this commercial, we'll pick our picks.
I'm the 4th-string quarterback, but due to a pregame meal of all-you-can-eat calamari, now I'm the 1st-string quarterback. But I'm also a transfer student, so I'm a little lost.
And if you've got cut rate insurance, your jacked up rates might make you sick. So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Dr. Lester, it's about that time.
About that time.
Games of the week, our picks, and yes, I am leading you, okay?
He's not.
Now, Coach, this week going on, it's going to be a good game. I believe this game here, everyone should be at this game because it's going to be let it fly, let it fly, let it fly. It's going to be nothing but pass all day. Both of these two quarterbacks have something to prove, and one of them from down south, he really want to show it because guess what? He playing against another elite quarterback. This remind me something like Dan Marino and who else? And who else? He played yesterday, and he took it. You know, Manny. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's going to be, just like that. South Day versus Miami Jackson. What you think about that?
Coach, you already know this is no hard pick for Dr. Lester. You know I'm going to go with South Day Senior High. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to go with South Day Senior High. South Day and Jackson, they're going to be some great matchups for talent, for specialty receiver, for cornerback. But when it get to the interior line, I think South Dade is just going to outdo them. South Dade is going to get it done up front with those big linemen, the big 6'3" offensive center who's about 320 pounds. It's going to be a great game. I'm probably going to be standing room only. Make sure you're there. But I'm going with South Dade.
Well, I like South Dade too, but this game going to be, like I said, it's going to be aired out. Why I say that? Again, South Day defense, you better work hard this week because this guy going to come over there and throw everywhere. I mean, yeah, you have Cordy back there, but Cordy can't do everything for you. And those DBs better be on point because, again, they go air it out. And not just that, Jackson is a balanced team. They'll run that ball, and then they'll open up on you, and now you're in trouble. When you bring that safety in and start creeping, you're in trouble. That kid could throw. You know he got a nice, decent arm that could throw it for a long, I mean, again, South Day don't go to sleep on Jackson, but yes, I am picking South Day Buccaneers to win this game.
He's a believer now.
But it's going to be one of those games that, hey, you're going to really work hard. Now, the second game that we picking, Coach, Miami Central versus Miami Northern. This is a district game.
I tell you, Miami Central made me a believer the other night when I seen that ran for 490-something yards. And not just that, I mean, this is some phenomenal players. I watched
It's going to be a good game, but again, it's like a chess game. You can't knock the queen down from Central. Central will win this with a big number. It will not even be too close. I am going with Central. Now, Coach, can you go to the other game?
Booker T and Miami Northwestern.
Wow, the Bulls, the Tornadoes and the Bulls. Last year was one of those games. It was nice, hit hard everywhere. But guess what, Coach? I'm not going to sit here. I'm going with Booker T.
I tell you what, I think that it's going to be a great game. And the way Booker T is rolling right now, I'm not going to go with the underdogs. I'm going with Booker T.
Ice, baby. Hey, and then the next game is going to be no Miami and Coral Reef. Corey got to prove something because they're from. I don't see them beating no Miami.
I'm gonna go with Coral Reef. I'm gonna tell you why I'm going with Coral Reef. Right now, Coral Reef is somewhat in the past that hump in the middle of their season. They got all the little Gillis bugs and everything out, and they're ironing everything out. Watch Coral Reef. They're doing some great things over there. Watch Coral Reef. I'm going with Coral Reef.
Going with Coral Reef. I'm going with no Miami. I'm staying with my good picks. And the last game that we picking, you know, them boys ain't playing that gray, white, and red. Those Cavaliers. Killian, I'm sorry, I like Killian, but I have to go with Carl Gable for one reason, and one reason only. That defensive line, listen to what I'm telling you. Them boys pushing you, knocking you. They be grinding. They are so physical that's why Carl Gable is different than all the other football teams that I have seen this year. They are so physical in the front. I mean, it's like those coaches over there really doing their job, coach. And I'm going with Carl Gables.
Going with Carl Gables. I tell you what, it's going to be a great game. Remember last week, Killian just lost 6 or 7 against Carroll City. What a great game then. And, you know, when you look at a loss like that, that shows you that Killian has a potential of beating teams, you know. So I'm going to go with Gables. And the reason I'm going to go with Gable, I like Gregory Howard, the big tailback that they have over there.
You think so? Well, there you have it. You hear our picks and everything. Again, you can email us anything you want us at underthelightsportshow@gmail.com. And matter of fact, you can find us at our website at www.utlshow.webs.com, or you can go on our Facebook.com/UTL Show and Twitter.com/GVP Sports. And if you want to give us a phone call, call us at 786-404-1240. And listen, without our sponsors, we will not be doing this show.